Let us start the text Sadhana Panchakam with the prayer. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shrutismriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Sakshat Kritam Dayanandam Paramarthasvarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Before we get into the text Sadhana Panchakam, let us have a brief introduction to Vedanta in general, which will be useful for the beginners for two reasons. Number one, without introduction, beginning of any study will be difficult. Only if the students feel connected with the subject matter discussed in the text in terms of its utility, in terms of its importance, then only they take up the text for study. Number two, if the students have interest in studying the text, then the familiarity with the terms used in the text is required. If the terms are not understood, then the text will not be understood and the study also will not be fruitful. Therefore, I will try to give a very brief introduction to Vedanta in just one class so that the study of the text will be beneficial and it will create more interest in continuing the study. each basic term, what we'll be using, is a separate subject matter for discussion, and it requires separate many sessions, like the knowledge of Purushartha, Pramanam, Ityadi. All these can be discussed for many classes. But in this class, I'm just going to give a brief introduction to all these the terms for the sake of the beginners. Now, we will begin with the introduction. As a human being, I have the privilege of desiring. I have the faculty of choice in exercising my privilege of desiring. I have free will, and since I enjoy faculty of choice, therefore, I can choose to do an action, a karma, or not to do it, or do it in any way I like. Anything is possible. Kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyata va kartum shakyam. I can do an action, I can decide not to do, or I can do it in any way I like. This free will and the faculty of choice I enjoy. For example, I have a choice to be a vegetarian. Since my birth, I may be a vegetarian, but still I have a choice to continue to be a vegetarian, or I have a choice for a non-vegetarian diet, or I may be a non-vegetarian since birth. Still, I can choose to be a vegetarian. Whereas an animal doesn't enjoy free will like this, free will and faculty of choice, and therefore it doesn't have privilege of desire. There is no non-vegetarian cow. A cow cannot choose to be a non-vegetarian. There is no vegetarian tiger because that is how they are. They are programmed. Therefore, they don't have choice. They don't have free will. Whereas human beings are not programmed. They have free will and they have choice. Because free will and choice is there, therefore, kartum shakyam. He can do. Akartum shakyam. He need not do. Anyatha va kartum shakyam. He can do otherwise. Therefore, I have intelligence, privilege of desire, and choice. Therefore, I can exercise my choice to do what I want and accomplish what I want in life. What I want to accomplish, that is called arthaha. That is called arthaha. I am the Purusha, Purusha meaning human being. Therefore, Purushartha means that which I want to accomplish by my choice and by my action, karma. Therefore, Purushartha means that which is sought after by human beings. Purushaihi artyate prartyate iti purushartaha. Therefore, the word purushartha can be translated as goals or the purpose of human life. Purushartha can also mean free will. Purushartha, it can mean free will also. Here, in this context, we will take the meaning of Purushartha as the ends, the goals, the sadhyam, which are sought by human beings. And those ends which every human beings strive to attain, they can be classified under four categories. They can be classified under four. They are dharma, artha, kama, and moksha purushartha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha purushartha. How do we know that there are these four purusharthas? Only from the Vedas. Vedas talk about it. Veda, the word Veda means knowledge, the source of knowledge, a means of knowledge, Pramana. From the Veda only we know these four Purusharthas. Vindati Purusharthan tat prapti upayan cha anena iti Vedaha. So that with the help of which we come to know all the four Purusharthas, and the means of gaining those four Purusharthas is called Vedaha. Vedyate Jnayate Anena Param Brahma iti Vedaha. Pratyagatma Abedena Vedayati iti Vedaha. Veda is also the means for knowing the Pratyagatma. That is also one of the goal. We say it is one of the goal in the beginning. Later we will see that it is the goal. Now, the word Purushartha means human goals or destination, we understood. That is sadhyam. Sarvehi purushehi artyate sadhyate iti purushartha. Why it is called purushartha? Because only human beings have a goal or can have a goal and strive to gain that. When choice is there, purushartha will be there. Bhagavan has given buddhi, intelligence and choice. Therefore, he can choose to live with certain goals, certain sadhyam. And what can be my goals? Purushartha. And what can be the means for gaining my goals? Purushartha sadhana. Purushartha as well as Purushartha sadhana. These are given by the Shastram, Veda. So Veda classifies and presents the goals as well as the Purushartha sadhana. Purushartha as well as Purushartha sadhana are presented by the Veda. Shastram introduces the goals which we are not aware of. Shastram shows the path to attain the goals. There could be thousands of goals. We may have n number of goals. And the goal of one person need not be the goal of other person. The goals may vary and it may be different from person to person, but Shastram classifies all the goals under the four categories: Dharmaha, Arthaha, Kamaha, and Mokshaha iti. So any goal you may have, it can be put under one of these four categories. Arthaha means Artha Purushartha. Arthaha means that which is required for my sustenance, for my living. The objects what I seek for leading a basic life, for my sustenance, they are called Arthaha. Or Arthaha can be translated as security. So any kind of security, which I think or which are the basic things required to lead a life, arthaha. And that could be economical or social or relational or psychological, physical. It could be any kind of security. They are all come under arthaha, artha purushartha. So the objects or the things or the persons, they give me security, which I seek for leading my life, arthaha. And this artha, otherwise called securities, can be in the form of money or can be in the form of my social status, recognition, relationship, my accomplishments, name, fame. It could be anything. So therefore, it is one of the important purushartha. But are we satisfied only with mere artha? No. Artha is required, security is required. At the same time, I also seek sukham, comfort, pleasure. Artha is for fulfilling my fundamental needs. After fulfilling the fundamental needs, now I look for sukham, comfort. It is called kamaha, kama purushartha. Kamyate iti kamaha. The objects what I seek for my comfort, for my pleasure, it is kama. I want to live a comfortable life. I want to eat delicious, nutritious food. I want to enjoy all the things, the comfortable things, lead a cozy life. All these come under the kama. Therefore, kamaha can be translated as seeking pleasure. And the pleasure need not be only in terms of physical things. It could be an intellectual also. It could be aesthetic also. It could be sensory also. Therefore, kama purushartha. Then after artha and kama, artha meaning security and kama meaning sukham, comfort, pleasure. Then comes the desire to enjoy continuously what I enjoy now. I enjoy artha kama. I want to enjoy continuously, not only in this life, even in the other life also. Iha as well as amutra. Iha in this life, amutra afterlife, amutra there. In the other loka, in the other loka, whatever comfort, whatever security I require, that also I must get it. Therefore, the first thing is getting basic things. Second thing is pleasure. The third purushartha is continuance of the first two, artha and kama. We see in the world that some of the people they enjoy artha kama and some they do not, and therefore they suffer. Why some people they enjoy and why some people suffer? There must be some reason. Because such differences are there, therefore we can come to the conclusion that there must be punya to enjoy artha kama. There must be papam to suffer for want of it. Therefore, this papa, punya, these invisible factors must be there. That's the difference. For the difference, what we see among the people enjoying and suffering. When you say that a person is lucky, it means the person has a lot of punyam. That is why we say he is lucky. The Shastram says it is adrishta palam. Adrishta, the invisible result, the invisible factor which accounts for The success which accounts for the security, which accounts for the comfort, what you enjoy is called punyam. The same invisible factor which accounts for your suffering, which accounts for your failure, it's called papam. Whether it is punyam or papam, they are invisible. They are invisible. They are gained by you sometime before, maybe in the previous janma also, and you cannot see it, and now it manifests in the form of the situations in life, and therefore there is a difference of experience, sukha anubhava, dukkha anubhava. Therefore, the reason for some people enjoying their life and some people suffering their life are due to their papa punya. Punya blesses them with artha and kama, and papa deprives them of artha and kama. And this punya and papa, they are adrishtam. Therefore, Shastram introduces punya and papa, which are not visible, which are not tangible. That's why they are called adrishtam. How can we know it if it is adrishtam? By the very fact that the effort and the result of action, they do not tally most of the time. From that you can know there must be an invisible factor. Effort is there. When the effort is there, the result may be more or maybe less, or maybe equal to the effort, or sometimes even quite opposite. The result need not be always in keeping with the effort. The effort and the result, sometimes it can be quite opposite. When the effort is less, sometimes we get more results. When the effort is more, sometimes we get less results. How are we going to account this? Therefore, we have to infer there must be some invisible factor, adrishtam, adrishtam in the form of papa and punya, which has contributed to my success or my failure, whatever it may be. Therefore, this knowledge of papa and punya, this is also a knowledge. Papa and punya is a knowledge. And once you know this, you seek more punyam. You seek more punyam because you want success, you want security, you want comfort, sukham. Therefore, you will be seeking more and more punyam so that it can be capitalized later. That is called dharma, dharma purushartha. So here the word dharma purushartha, the word dharma means punyam. Punyam is that by which you can get artha and kama. That is called dharma purushartha. So therefore, three purushartha, dharma, artha, kama. Now, after dharma, artha, kama, purushartha, then comes the last purushartha, which is moksha, moksha purushartha. Moksha meaning freedom. Moksha meaning freedom. So therefore, four purusharthas, and these four purusharthas can be known only from the Vedas. And the Veda is voluminous. The whole voluminous Vedas are divided into two portions, Karma Kandam and Jnana Kandam. Karma Kanda, the first part of the Veda, it takes care of the three Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha and Kama. And the Jnana Kanda portion of the Veda takes care of the last Purushartha, moksha purushartha. So therefore, we have four goals, four possible goals: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. The same dharma, artha, kama, purushartha, trivida purushartha, in the language of Kathopanishad, it is called preyas, the pursuit of pleasure. The last purushartha, the moksha purushartha, also called as muktihi, is called shreyas in the language of Kathopanishad. So, shreyas and preyas. Kathopanishad presents the topic with the words shreyas and preyas. They are nothing but dharmartha, kama, purushartha are denoted by the word preyas, and moksha is denoted by the word shreyas. Now, in moksha purushartha, what happens is I become free from the bondage of all the three purushartha. For that, we need to understand that these are also some kind of bondage, the three purusharthas. Only when that understanding comes, then only a person will seek for freedom. How do I know that I am bound? If you ask, when the presence or absence of the objects or the persons or the situations can please me or displease me, then it is bondage. The artha, kama, and dharma, they are going to come in the form of the experience of objects, experience of situations that can please me or displease me. Therefore, they are also bondage only. And I am bound by the notion that I am a seeker of security, artha. I am a seeker of comfort and pleasure, kama. Because I am a seeker, because I have the sense of lack, therefore I seek. Now, whether this lackness, that incompleteness, whether it is real or not, that we have to investigate. This lackness, really speaking, it is not there in me. It is superimposed on me. Because I don't understand, therefore I am after the other things other than myself. Therefore, in and through all the purusharthas, what I seek is freedom only. Really speaking, I don't seek security through artha purushartha. What I seek is freedom from being a wanting person, wanting to be secure. Freedom from wanting to be a secure person. Freedom from wanting to be a person hunting for sukham or pleasure. That is what really seek. Therefore, freeing myself from being a seeker, that is called freedom. That is called moksha. It is the purushartha, ultimate purushartha, parama purushartha. Freedom from the notion that I am small, I am inadequate, I am insignificant, I am a seeker. I am a seeker. The three purusharthas, they reinforces that I am a seeker. I want to be free from that. That is called moksha. Because I feel I am inadequate, therefore I seek things and persons in life. This inadequacy, it's not real, it is notional. Therefore, I am bound. I am bound by the notion. The one who cannot be bound is bound because of the wrong notion. If I am really bound, then I cannot be free. If I am really free, then I cannot be bound. I cannot be bound, and therefore there is no need for striving to be free. Since bondage is notional, therefore, effort is required only to remove the notional bondage. If freedom has to be gained by me, if freedom has to be gained by me, then there is a possibility I may lose it again like Arthakama. Arthakama, they come and they go. They are bound to go away in time. If the freedom has to be gained by me, then I may lose it also later. Possible. If the freedom is intrinsic to me, then I am already free. I am already liberated. Maybe I don't know it. Therefore, I have to discover it. So, therefore, we can conclude that the freedom what I seek must be intrinsic to me. The freedom is intrinsic to me. And this freedom is the nature of me, the swarupam of me. It is my swabhava, my swarupa, swabhavikam. Therefore, we can conclude from this that which is swabhavikam, is independent. It is swatas siddham. That which is swabhavikam is nityam. It is permanent. Whereas that which is agantukam, not intrinsic. They come and go. They are paratas siddham, dependent. And that which is agantukam is anityam, impermanent. Dharma, artha, kama, they are agantukam. They are not intrinsic. Therefore, they are anityam. And freedom is my swarupa, must be my swarupam, because the bondage is notional. Therefore, freedom must be my swarupam. Therefore, it is not agantukam. Therefore, the freedom really lies in getting free from the notion of limitations. Therefore, they are not agantukam. It is swabhavikam. If freedom is agantukam, then it will go away. If freedom can go away, then it cannot be a freedom. Therefore, I need not work to gain freedom because anyway it goes away. And freedom is swabhavikam, my nature. Therefore, also I need not work to gain freedom because it is siddha. It is already achieved one. Therefore, I need not work for it. But since I don't recognize myself to be free, therefore, we need knowledge. Only knowledge can remove the notional bondage, because the bondage is a notion. The notion has to go away. That can go only in the wake of knowledge. Therefore, the knowledge by which I recognize that I am already free, I am already complete, I am Atma, Nityavastu, knowledge is required. Nityavastu, Atma cannot be destroyed. Without knowing that I am Nitya Atma, I am seeking that. So what I really search without this knowledge, through all the Purushartha, Dharmartha, Kama Purushartha is moksha only. Moksha is the only thing what I seek in life. Therefore, to get moksha means not that moksha is to be attained in terms of time, attained by effort. Moksha is siddha. It is swabhavikam, it is siddha vastu. Therefore, moksha meaning the knowledge I should gain. Moksha is by jnanam. The jnanam I have to gain. Now, where do I get this knowledge? Shastram is the only means for knowledge. Any knowledge you take, it can be gained only by using an appropriate means of knowledge. For the right knowledge, the right means of knowledge is required. Since the means of knowledge determines the validity of the knowledge, therefore the means of knowledge are as much important as the knowledge. Like the example, you have to use your eyes for varna jnanam to recognize the color or the form of an object. You have to use your ears for shabda jnanam. Therefore, the appropriate means are available for the appropriate sense perception. Ears can only perceive sound. Eyes can only see objects. They cannot exchange their job. Therefore, it is clear that means of knowledge, being the generator of knowledge, jnana janakam, therefore only our Shastram to emphasize on the means of knowledge. The means of knowledge is called in Sanskritam by the word pramanam. Is called pramanam. Pramanam means the means of knowledge. When you take a pramanam, there are four factors involved in pramanam. What are the four factors? Pramanam, the means of knowledge, pramatra, and prameyam. Pramanam, pramata, prama, and prameyam. These are the four factors. The means of knowledge is called pramanam. The word pramanam is derived from the dhatu, ma dhatu. Ma means to measure. Therefore, ma prakarshena miyate nyayate anena iti pramanam. Karana vyutpatti. From the dhatu ma, the word pramanam is derived. It means that by which something is discreetly known is called pramanam. And the knowledge gained by operating the pramanam is called prama. Jnanam is called prama. And the object of knowledge is called prameyam. And the knower of the knowledge is called pramata. Pramatra or pramata. Pramatra, the shabda pramata is pratama vibhakti ekavachanam. Therefore, the four factors are involved. The knower gains the knowledge of the object operating the appropriate means of knowledge. This is how the knowledge takes place in general. And there are certain conditions. There are certain conditions for a pramanam to be a valid pramanam. This is important to be noted. Certain conditions are there. Then only a pramanam can be taken to be a valid one. Number one, a pramanam must have subject matter of its own. It must have a field of operation. That is number one. Like the ears can perceive only sound. So sound perception is a field for ears. Then number two, the scope of one pramanam must not be covered by the other means of knowledge. The job of ears is to perceive sound. The job of eyes is to see colors. Now, eyes cannot play the role of the ear and perceive sound. Not possible. So the scope of eye is not covered by the ear. Similarly, the scope of ear is not covered by the eye. So therefore, this condition is important. It is called anadigatvam. Anadigatatvam. The scope of one pramanam must not be covered by the other pramanam. Otherwise, it will contradict. And the third condition is, it must not be available for neither approval nor disapproval for other means of knowledge. It's important. What a pramanam gives you, the knowledge, that knowledge must not be available for approval or disapproval for other means of knowledge. So that is important. So abhaditatvam. The next one is the knowledge gained by a pramanam. It must be unambiguous. There should not be any uncertainty with regard to that. And it must generate knowledge. So therefore, anadigata, abhadita, palavat, jnana janakam, pramanam. These are the four conditions for a pramanam to be a valid pramanam. And in Vedanta, we accept 6 means of knowledge. 6 means of knowledge as the valid pramanam. These means of knowledge have to be applied depending on the object under investigation. Now, among the six means of knowledge, the 5 means of knowledge are at the disposal of human beings. These 5 means of knowledge are called Paurusheya Pancha Pramanani. We operate these 5 means of knowledge in our day-to-day life and gain knowledge. Pratyaksham, Anumanam, Arthapattihi, Upamanam, Anupalabdhihi. These 5 are Paurusheya Pancha Pramanani. The last pramanam is Shabda Pramanam. Shabda Pramanam or Shastra Pramanam. Shabda meaning sound. Shabda Pramanam. Otherwise called Shastra Pramanam. It is called Apaurisheya Pramanam, meaning the knowledge generated by this Pramanam is out of scope for the available human instruments of knowledge. That is why it is called Apaurisheya Pramanam. Taking the Shabda Pramanam, the word meaning Shastra Pramanam, therefore it is Apaurisheya Pramanam. Apaurisheya means that which is not available for the human beings, not available within the human range. With any amount of effort, it is not possible to arrive at the truth of the Veda. With any amount of known effort, known means of knowledge, operating the known means of knowledge, you cannot arrive at the truth of the Vedas, what the Vedas convey. Therefore, this pramanam must be outside the human range. Therefore only we say, unless the Ishvara chooses to reveal it, it is not possible for human beings to know this. And Bhagavan, he revealed this knowledge in the form of Veda to rishis. So the recipients of this knowledge are the rishis. They gained this knowledge and out of compassion they transferred it to the disciples, thus forming a parampara. Therefore only it is called Karna Parampara, because the knowledge was transmitted orally. Therefore it is called Karna Parampara. Therefore the whole Veda is looked upon as a separate means of knowledge. It is a pramanam. Veda is the only source as a pramanam for both the rituals as well as Atma Jnana. For rituals as well as Atma Jnana, Veda is the only pramanam. Therefore, the Veda is divided into Veda Purva and Veda Anta. Veda Purva and Veda Anta. Karmakanda part of the Veda is called Veda Purva because that is the first portion and it deals with karma, the rituals and upasanas. And Vedanta, that is the Jnana Kanda portion of the Veda which deals with you, the Atma, is called Vedanta. So Vedanta, the last part of the Veda, is called Vedanta, otherwise called Upanishads. The Vedanta is a positional name because it is located at the end. Therefore, it is called Vedanta. It deals with Jnanam, the knowledge of Atma. Therefore, it is called Jnana Kanda. So, whether it is Karma Kanda or Jnana Kanda, it is Veda Purva or Vedanta, they are not available for any other means of knowledge. Therefore, the whole Veda is looked upon as a Pramanam. Shabdatmakam Veda Pramanam. So, therefore only there is no Pramanam can verify Veda Pramanam because Veda is a Pramanam. Whatever Veda says, that is valid, and other Pramanam has no scope of proving or disproving it. It is Swatah Pramanam. This is not only in the case of Veda. In the case of every Pramanam, the Pramanam is valid by itself. Doesn't require the corroboration of other Pramanam. So, what Vedanta gives is knowledge. Prama, it gives. Vedantasya pramanatvat. It doesn't require to be proved by any experience. Veda is an independent means of knowledge. Independent means of knowledge. Veda Purva, which deals with karma, which deals with dharma, artha, kama, it's an independent means of knowledge. Similarly, Veda Anta. Vedanta presents Brahma as the cause of this Jagat and equates the Brahma to the Pramatru, the knower. Vedanta says, you are Jagat Karanam Brahma. You are that Brahman. It is an equation like any other equation. E equal to mc square. It's an equation. Similarly, Vedanta equates Jagat Karanam Brahma Tat Tvam Asi. You are that who is the cause of this Jagat. This is the knowledge Vedanta gives, and that knowledge cannot be verified by other means of knowledge because Vedanta itself is a pramanam. So, therefore, we accept the Veda as a means of knowledge as it has come from Ishvara, and as a Veda as a whole, the Karma Kanda, which talks about various sadhanas and sadhyas, they are the pramanam, and Vedanta, which reveals the swarupa of oneself, is the pramanam. Now we are interested in Vedanta, the last part of the Veda, otherwise called Upanishads. And the Vedas reveal in the Upanishad, you are Ishvara, who is the cause of this entire Jagat. This is the Tatparyam, this is a statement of the Veda, Jagat Karanam Brahma Tatu Tvam Asi. Now in this revelation, there are two possibilities. Either what the Vedanta says is wrong, is blasphemy, or what the Vedanta says is not understood by me. Two possibilities. Now, you need to understand that all the pramanams except Shastra Pramanam, Vedanta Pramanam, all the other pramanams are meant to objectify the objects. They are meant to objectify the objects. Even your thought is an object, emotion is an object, because they can be objectified by you. So anything other than you are available for objectification. That is why it is objectifying Pramana, because the knowledge what you gain is the object knowledge. Whereas you cannot be objectified by your sense organs. The sense organs which objectifies object cannot exist cannot exist without you. The mind which is required for all the perception cannot exist without you. The body which is there cannot exist without you. And the three cannot objectify me because I'm not an object. I'm not an object which the sense organs or the mind or the body can objectify. Whereas I enjoy all the three, but at the same time, I am not objectifiable. Therefore, the other five pramanams have no scope in objectifying in objectifying me, who objectifies the sense objects through my sense organs, through mind, through body. Therefore, it is clear that I am not only the body, I am not only the mind, I am not only the senses. I enjoy all the three. With or without, I continue to be. Therefore, Sada Aham Asmi, as what? As Atma. That Atma which is you, which is always free, Sada Vimuktihi, this is the knowledge. This is the knowledge. This is the liberating knowledge which the Vedanta reveals. How will you gain this knowledge? Only through Shastram. There is no other way. Only exposure to Shastram, only listening to the Shastram, by Shravanam only, this knowledge, this Atma Jnanam takes place. This Atma Jnanam removes my notional bondage and make me recognize my freedom. Make me recognize my freedom, my nature. Therefore, the only means in gaining Atma Jnanam is listening to the words of the Shastram, which is nothing but knowledge, which is not available for any other means of knowledge. And gaining this knowledge, you become free, you become Muktaha. Therefore, to gain moksha, you don't have to do anything. You need to get exposed to this knowledge as it is unfolded in the tradition by the acharyas. So, jnanena mokshaha. The jnanam happens by shravanam, listening to the words of the shastram. Shravanat jnanam, jnanat kaivalyam. Kaivalya praptihi, moksha praptihi. So, therefore, freedom is only by knowledge. There is no action involved. There is only knowing. You gain freedom by knowing, moksha praptihi. And there are two kinds of prapti. There are two kinds of prapti. One is gaining what we don't have. Apraptasya praptihi. One type of prapti. The other type of gaining is removing the wrong knowledge, wrong knowledge what I have. It means gaining what we gaining in terms of knowledge. Praptasya praptihi. There is no real gaining involved. I already enjoy it, but I have wrong knowledge. Therefore, that prevents me, that being an inhibiting factor for not knowing it and not enjoying it, that has to go. When that goes, I continue to be what I want. That is praptasya praptihi. Like the example for apraptasya praptihi and apraptasya praptihi. I'll give some example. You want a house, you want a car, you work for it and gain it. You don't have, therefore you work for it. It is apraptasya praptihi. Now, you are wearing spectacles right on your head. You forgot that your spectacles is on the head because you are doing some work. You just lifted your spectacle and kept it on the head. Now you forgot. And you are searching for your spectacle all over. Now, your search for spectacle. Where is this spectacle now? Is it outside? Lies somewhere else? It is right above your head, but you don't know it. Now you are working to gain the spectacle which is already gained. Now what is required to gain the spectacle now? Do you need to do any action or do you need to know? You need to know that the spectacle is right with me. That is already prapta. That is already prapta, already gained. So recognizing the gained, that is called praptasya prapti. For that you need someone to come and say, hey man, right above your head, you are searching for what you are searching is there. You don't have to look for here and there. So when the person comes and says, then you realize, already I have it. That is praptasya praptihi. And the person who comes and says is the guru. So therefore, in gaining what you already have, you don't need to do anything. No karma, no action is involved. So praptasya praptiye, what is required? Jnanam. Apraptasya praptaye karmanaha tatparatvam asti. When gaining the not gained, karma is involved. Whereas in gaining the gained, jnanam only is involved, no karma. Praptasya praptaye jnanasya tatparatvam. Therefore, moksha being siddha vastu, already gained, praptasya praptaye. Therefore, what we need is only jnanam. Therefore, unlike the other three purushartha where karma is involved, in moksha there is no karma. Karmana na mokshaha bhavati siddha vishayatvat. Therefore, jnanat eva mokshaha siddha vishayatvat. For moksha, what we need is only knowledge, and this knowledge is given only by the Shastram. All the texts which give this knowledge, it's Shastram only. And in our Sampradaya, we consider the Shastram to be the main source of knowledge. Shastra meaning the Upanishads, that is Vedanta, and Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, and Brahma Sutra. These three put together, they are called Prasthana Trayam. Prakarshena Tishtati. Jnana Vishaye Prakarshena Tishtati iti Prasthanam. These three are called the fundamental Shastram. Upanishads are the end portion of the Veda, therefore they are called Shruti Prasthanam. Shruti meaning Veda. Upanishads are the Shruti Prasthanam. Bhagavad Gita is part of the Mahabharata, it is called Smriti Prasthanam. And Brahma Sutra is called Nyaya Prasthanam. So three Prasthanam. These Prasthana Trayam are the main sources of knowledge. And through the through the Prasthana Trayam, the teaching of the Veda can be gained only through the Prasthana Trayam. Therefore, they are considered to be the fundamental sources of knowledge. And the teaching, since it is not presented in a very systematic manner. The teaching is not presented step by step in the Upanishad. Therefore, many acharyas in the Sampradaya, they wrote many independent grantha, text, presenting the tatparyam of the Prasthanatrayam in a very systematic manner. Many acharyas have presented the topics discussed in the Vedanta, topics, the methods, in a very systematic manner, in the form of the Prakarana Grantha. Prakarana Grantha meaning Vedanta treatise. So these independent works of Acharya, called by the name Prakarana Grantha, is important in the sense that it presents the teaching systematically, discusses on various topics, and therefore the students can easily follow. That is why before getting to Upanishad or other Prasthanatrayam, Prakarana Granthas, simple Prakarana Granthas are studied first because there the teaching is presented in a systematic manner. And Shankara Bhagavatpada, he had written many Prakarana Granthas. He had written many Prakarana Granthas. He has written a huge Prakarana Grantha like Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sarasangraha, and like Viveka Chudamani, it has got more than 500 shlokas, 555 shlokas are there. A huge Prakarana Grantha, Upadesha Sagasri. At the same time, he had written also simple Prakarana Grantha. A Prakarana Grantha in the form of maybe 10 shlokas, 5 shlokas, like that. So the text what we are going to study is Sadhana Panchakam, which is one of the simple Prakarana Grantha. Panchaka meaning five verses. So Bhagavad Pada is going to present Vedanta in simple 5 verses. So Vedanta condensed in simple 5 verses is called Sadhana Panchakam. Sadhana Panchakam. Sadhana means the sadhana is the Upadesha. We can take it as Upadesha. Sadhana Panchakam it is also called as Upadesha Panchakam, Advaita Panchakam, known by the many name. The means for gaining the knowledge are presented by Shankara Bhagavatpada in this simple Grantha, which consists of 5 verses. Therefore, only it is called Panchakam. That is going to be the subject matter of our successive classes, which we will discuss. We'll start from the next class. So with this small introduction to Vedanta, we can stop our class today. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavada.